What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Brand new week of locals. This was from the 13th, I want to say. The 19th, or no, the 12th. This is from the 12th. Yes, because I wasn't able to record locals yesterday because of a massive snowstorm that hit my hometown and made travel basically impossible. So, yeah. Everything should be all good, though, for next week to bring you guys more content. But here in round one, we have my man C. Goody on the left playing Spright versus TJ on Draco Slayer. Pendulum, a deck he's been on, I think, since the new Draco Slayer stuff has come out. And hope you guys enjoy the match. We're going to see my man C. Goody lead here with a copy of Nimble Beaver, activating its effect. Go ahead and special summon the Nimble Angler. And then we're going to see him go ahead and link two into Spright, activating its effect. Of course, it's probably going to go ahead and send the Angler, and then activating the Angler effect to go ahead and summon two more Nimble Beavers from the deck to continue playing. And I think one of my friends asked me this the other week, you know, if I were to choose a deck between Spright and Tier, if I had to choose between one of the two decks to play this format, which one I would play, and I would definitely choose Spright. Gigantic Spright is just an absolutely insane card, and if there's one way to get your Tier Limit player to stop playing on your turn, Gigantic Spright is definitely the card to do that, and I really like it for that reason. Who knows, maybe it is a deck I will give a shot before the end of the year. Who knows. Also was looking into possibly playing Shizu Infernoid too. That deck does kind of tickle my fancy a little bit, as I look for alternative options for decks to play this format, as some of the other decks I like playing, as many other decks in this format are having a bit of a hard time against the Shizu tier deck. But we're going to continue to see him combo here. Gigantic Spright brings out the Swap Frog, then starters for blue. Blue grabbing Jet grabbing, I believe that was Smashers there. And then we're going to see him activate, maybe activating the effect of Swap Frog. Yes, he will. We'll get Jet back to hand, which is basically just free follow-up at this point. Swap Frog still a pretty insane card on its own, even without the help of Ronin Totem. Then we're going to see him link into the Jet, or the Elf rather. Elf bring back the other swap that was sent off the swap. Overlaying into Totally Awesome. Still achievable, even without Ronin, of course. Setting two and passing turn. And it looks like just a hand full of Pendulum Monsters and a Bestial for our Draco Slayer player. We're going to see the Standby Phase Toad bring out a Swap Frog, getting all copies of Swap Frog out of the deck thinning quite a bit. We're going to see the Majesty activated in the Pendulum Zone. And a lot of these new Draco Slayer cards from Darkwing Blast I still am a little unfamiliar with, so please forgive me as I pull some of them up. So we'll see him scale the Majesty Pegasus, the Draco Slayer. If you have a Draco Slayer or Magispector card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can add one Draco Slayer Pendulum Monster with a different original name than that card from your deck to your hand. Then you can destroy one card in your Pendulum Zone. So it's basically just a Rhoda in the scale. It's kind of cool. And there could be many possible responses here from our Spright player. Could negate with Toad. The activation of the card in the scale. Could hit it with Smashers. But now we're going to see him activate Ignis. Ignis Phoenix, that is, which has, of course, a Pendulum effect. During your main phase, you can shuffle one face-up Pendulum Monster from your extra deck into the deck, then add one non-Pendulum Draco Slayer or Ignite Monster from your deck to your hand. So, I mean, hey, if we're adding a non-Pendulum Ignite Monster, which those are few and far between, I'd love to see somebody resolve that effect to add a non-Pendulum Ignite. I think there's, like, maybe one, if I'm remembering correctly. No, there's two. There is two non-Pendulum Ignites. Ignite Lancer and Ignite Champion. I'm sure most of you have forgotten about those cards. For those that played in that kind of Duelist Alliance era, 2015-2016. Very, very cool cards. Very cool archetype. I remember actually playing Ignite FTK with Rangaminiad and Royal Magical Library, I think. And there was a trap card. I think it was, I forget what the trap card was, but you like sacked off a vanilla or two vanillas and then your opponent like just couldn't play. It was kind of crazy. We will see a Spright Smashers clearing the Majesty Pegasus, and then we're going to see an Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon on the follow-up here, discarding itself, paying 500 to go ahead and search for a Luster Pendulum. Very, very powerful card. It says pay 500, add a level 8 or lower dragon pendulum monster. So Luster Pendulum being one of those. And I believe it has a pendulum scale effect. It's been a long, long time since I've seen the Luster Pendulum, the OG $50 super rare one. I don't know if it was an OG, but I do remember it being a $50 super after a while. Kind of crazy. I think it can pop something in the other scale to search. Probably could just look it up. If I could spell it correctly, of course. But yeah, once per turn, if you have a card in your other pendulum zone, you can destroy that card. If you do, add one card from your deck to your hand that has the same name. Okay. So we will see him pop the Ignis, and that will trigger Ignis effect. That's going to go ahead and get hit with Ash. And then taking a look in the graveyard there. Still has to worry about 2 Toad negates, but we will see a Bestial Magnamut now, targeting Spright Blue, and then he'll chain his own Magnamut, banishing the blue that he was targeting to make it so that the Magnamut can no longer summon. Normal summon Skullcrobat Joker effect to add a Performer Pal, I think, and then that's going to get negated by Toad. And set it, and then he's going to activate the Majesty Pegasus in the scale after he revives the Toad with Elf. And then he's going to negate and destroy. And it looks like that is just going to be a wrap. Not really many things that can be done there. And there's a lot of follow-up for our Spright player. And as we head into game 2, quick shout out, guys, to Imperium Duelists. Check them out at the link below. And don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. Their brand new binder that they just released, mine actually just shipped recently, and I cannot wait to show it to you guys in a video at some point. I don't know what I'll be using the binder for, if I'll move my Pokemon collection in there, my staple binder. I'm not entirely sure. Very excited to have it though. Definitely check them out. And don't forget to use my TCG Player affiliate link down in the description as well if you guys want to support the channel. No extra cost to you guys just by shopping and checking out using that link. We're going to see a Dragon Shrine that attempts to get Ash, and that will be stopped by a Called by the Grave. We're going to see him bring back the Dark Worm, search the Donuts, and commit the normal summon to the Majesty Pegasus. Link the Majesty Pegasus and the Dark Worm into Beyond the Pendulum. Pay 12 to go ahead and search a Pendulum. And I think I see a DDG in the opening hand here for our Draco Slayer player. Definitely a much better card against Spright than it used to be with the Nimble engine. I feel like that engine gets hurt quite a bit by things like D-Shift or DDG. But we're going to see him now perform a Pendulum Summon. And he'll get to search a field spell, I believe, off the Majesty Pegasus. It's going to be Sky Iris. It's been a very long time since I've seen Sky Iris played. And also, yeah, Majesty Pegasus basically just terraforming. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Draco Slayer card or Pendulum Summon, you can add a field spell from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. So discarding the DDG there. Go ahead and search the Sky Iris. And then we're going to see him go ahead and get the Odd Eyes Revolution, paying 5 yet again to go ahead and search out Luster Pendulum. Luster Pendulum will pop the Dynamite Power Load. So go ahead and search another copy of Dynamite Power Load, putting that in the face-up extra deck. Scaling the Power Load. Power Load to bring out the Luster Pendulum. Love that effect. Just kind of a scale monster reborn. Synchro 8 into the Ignis or Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. Going to go ahead and summon out the Ignis Phoenix. And now can go for a rank 4. Probably for Magister Paladin. Activating the effect to go ahead and search during the end phase, and then detach, special summon one Draco Slayer from the face-up extra deck, but it cannot be used as Xyz material. And then we're going to see him go ahead and link 3 into Celine, the Master Magicians. And this can basically act as a stepping stone here, since there are spellcasters in the grave, to go ahead and step up into Appaloosa, not access code. No, we're so used to seeing that. And then we're going to see him fusion summon into the Dinoster Power. And that will trigger the effect of Dynamite Power Load, since it was tributed. To go ahead and add back that Majesty Pegasus. And then you can use the effect of Dinoster Power here to go ahead and special summon a Draco Slayer monster from the hand or graveyard. You can summon an Ignis Phoenix, scale the Majesty Pegasus. A lot of very, very cool effects here. Love seeing the Draco Slayer archetype become more fulfilled, I guess. And then we can see him go ahead and use the scale effect of Majesty Pegasus there. And then go ahead and overlay the Ignister and the Dinosaur into number 38, and then link 4 into Appaloosa there with the Selene, with 2 negates, set a card, and pass turn. I think it might be actually another DDG, and then also securing the end phase search off the Majesty Paladin for a copy of Skullcrobat Joker for a good follow-up there. So pretty decent end board, although probably not going to be enough for Spright here. Unless that set card is, again, another DDG, but that's only going to turn off so much. And might not be that great here if there is... I mean, if it's done this early, it might not be that great. Because now he does not have to really commit to a Nimble line and doesn't necessarily have to play into it. So just on the normal summon of Spright Blue, we just see him flip DDG. Don't know if there was really a reason for him to shotgun it that early, but we shall see. But I don't know, maybe you let him like commit to a Sprind or go for a line that plays into the Nimble stuff. I don't know. Yeah, maybe just let him commit to a Sprind, then Sprind effect chain DDG, and then they just kind of lose out on that free 2 bodies, since the Angler will not be hitting the graveyard. And the blue will resolve to go ahead and search a copy of red. Just reading carefully over the number 38. Nothing from the Appaloosa yet at this point, only at 1600. And once it uses its negate, that's pretty much open season for any Spright monster to be able to beat over it. And taking a look through the graveyard, possibly checking for any bestial synergy there. There are definitely lights in there. I see a Master Pendulum. I believe that is a light monster. And I'm going to take a decent amount of time here to try to think through on how to navigate this end board. I know there's a red and ash in hand. Breaking this board might be a little bit tough. Also a reminder, guys, while he's thinking, please feel free to check out the Coldest Water at the link below. That is my affiliate link. If you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel. Very similar to the TCG player link. So, still has to deal with the 2 Appaloosa negates and a spell negate, specifically just a spell negate, but that can trade with things like Smashers. And importantly, Starter here, which is probably going to need to resolve with the limited resources. And I want to say it looks like, yeah, there's definitely another Ash in hand. And he has Jet as well. So Special Summon Red, Special Summon Jet. And he's going to add Starter here. This is kind of tough, though. Because if he does activate Starter, number 38 will attempt to negate. He could chain Red, but then Appaloosa attempts to negate. So no real way to get this to resolve just yet. Need to bait the Appaloosa in a way that isn't super detrimental to have an effect loss the Appaloosa. You can't really go Sprind here to force out an interruption because the DDG is in play. We'll see what he opts to go for here. Looking at Onibimaru, the Soul Sweeper. Could definitely trade with the Appaloosa. Go like, I don't know how much attack Onibimaru has. Let's see. Does have 19, so it could trade in the battle phase over the Appaloosa, then just clear the number 38. And then free to activate Starter main phase 2, but maybe doesn't want to give up the battle phase that early. We're going to see him link 2 into Dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy. Activate the effect, targeting the Master Pendulum engrave, which is a link 2. So definitely some good synergy there to help, you know, use his opponent's cards for his engine. And it looks like the Appaloosa is going to attempt to negate, and waiting for a response from our Spright player. He does have red, of course. He could activate red, but the only way to be able to get the Appaloosa off the board is if you would tribute off the Dark, and I don't know if necessarily he wants to do that. I see a copy of Talents in hand, and Talents could definitely be an easy way here to force out the number 38. But also, Talents is a pretty insane card. And maybe it's best to not have it bite the bullet. That is number 38. So we're going to see him overlay the dark and the blue. Looking at that Onibimaru here. And you could definitely go Onibimaru. Battle phase, attack over the Appaloosa. I mean, even red at this point can attack over Appaloosa. So we're just going to see him go for Gigantic. And it does have that doubled original attack. So battle phase can beat over the number 38 here. And then red taking care of it. So using the battle phase route here. And also not having to resort to using the Onibimaru. Main phase 2, downward into Zeus. So realizing that, maybe, do I need to use the starter here? Do I need to lock myself? Or can I go for something a little bit more impactful? Because keep in mind, a deck like this, pendulums, you do have to worry about the scales. Those are something that's just free follow-up for them. That's something that definitely needs to be addressed. And Zeus being a board wipe, multiple board wipe, can definitely deal with that in a very high impactful way, getting rid of the Sky Artist as well. And we'll see the talents end up ripping a card out of the opponent's hand. Red going, setting the starter. Not setting the starter, but it still has Ash and Ant. So Zeus and Ash, we'll see him pass turn. Looks like he drew some form of bestial monster and still has the Ignis in hand. And we're just going to see him pass turn, drawing Nimble Beaver for turn. Very, very, very good top deck here, activating Spright starter. Although didn't really need it having access to just starter. Starter will get him access to everything he needs. Starter grabbing blue, blue searching Jet, summoning Jet. And could either grab a starter for follow-up here or grab Smashers. And it looks like he'll go for the Smashers. And looking at possibly overlaying a Gigantic. But also has the opportunity to go for a Link 2. So he could go for the Spright route. He did open a Nimble Beaver, though, so I don't know how much that'll change things. So on the summon of Gigantic, we're going to see him activate the Bestial Magnamut. There is a Downward and a Dark in the graveyard, so plenty of targets. So he'll get the Magnamut on board before it's too late, banishing the Dark out of the grave. And then we're going to see him summon a Wind-Up Kitten. Ultimate rare. Activating Magnamut effect. And then normal summoning Nimble Beaver. That's going to go ahead and bring out the Nimble Angler. And then we're going to see him overlay into Cat Shark. And that is most likely going to be game. And we'll see Spright Nimble take it to the O there over Draco Slayer. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Pony Stark, Cadillacs84, Justino, HGH Cyber, and Misfit. Thank you guys so much for your extremely generous and very kind support of this channel.